If you ever caught yourself wondering if PS2 games still hold up, I suggest picking up a copy of Onimusha Warlords. For all intents and purposes, it's exactly the same as it was when it came out in 2001, and that's not necessarily a good thing in 2019.
サマノスケがこの城を去ってから心細くて私
Onimusha Warlords is a classic take on the survival horror genre set in feudal Japan. Think Resident Evil, but instead of zombies and biological horrors, you battle demons and undead abominations from Japanese mythology. This re-release is not without updates, but they're minor additions. The most notable are its new HD graphics. Unfortunately, they're not new like you find in a full-on remaster. The graphics are wrapped in shiny new high-resolution textures, but otherwise the same as they were in 2001, and boy oh boy, do they look it. The pre-rendered backgrounds, the hallmark of PS1 and PS2 era survival horror, look muddy and primitive when the light of high definition shines upon them. Character animations are stiff, and faces have an unnatural plastic smoothness to them. The pre-rendered cutscenes were a real treat in 2001, but in 2019, they look their age. Speaking of which, one of the most glaring old-school quirks in Onimusha Warlords are its unskippable cutscenes. You can't even skip through dialogue. It's incredibly frustrating when you lose to a boss or otherwise die and have to sit through the same cutscene again. Like many other turn-of-the-century survival horror games, you spend roughly 50% of your time fighting enemies and 50% of your time running around to find an item to fit in a lock so you can open the next part of the game. There's a lot of back and forth here. For all its dusty gameplay mechanics and frustrating old-school backtracking, I still found myself enjoying Onimusha. I definitely swore more than once after dying and needing to suffer through a cutscene again, but there's something quaint about its aged, pre-rendered backgrounds and choppy character animations. I definitely had fun with Onimusha Warlords, despite many of its mechanics and visuals aging poorly since 2001. There's not enough new stuff here to recommend it to someone new to the series. It's a shame because it's one of my favorite PS2 games. Just a few tweaks to some of the older systems would have helped enormously. The modern release is exactly how I remember it, and unfortunately, in 2019, that's just not good enough. For more Onimusha Warlords, be sure to check out the first 13 minutes of the game, and for everything else, keep it right here on IGN.